Attention passionate Cleveland, Browns fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS FANS. Let's get to the news now. Folks, buckle up because the Cleveland Browns are once again in the thick of things, and the latest moves are turning heads across the league. Just when you thought the roster was set, the Browns made a surprising move that signals a lot about their ambitions this season and their confidence in the depth they've built. So, what exactly happened? Well, Cleveland decided to part ways with Travion Williams, a player who had been hanging around the practice squad, and in a related move, signed defensive tackle Ralph Holley. It may seem like small potatoes on the surface, but these moves carry a lot of weight when you consider the bigger picture. Travion Williams, for those who might not be fully caught up, spent some time with the Browns during the preseason, but he was primarily on the practice squad. His NFL journey began when he was drafted by the Cincinnati Bengals in the 6th round back in 2019. Over the years, he's appeared in 68 games with Cincinnati, mostly contributing on special teams, but he's also shown flashes of potential as a running back, with 307 rushing yards on 62 carries in his career so far. His college days at Texas A&M were pretty impressive, especially his final season when he rushed for 760 yards and scored 19 touchdowns, earning first-team All-SEC honors. The Browns, in their current situation, see a lot of potential in him, but moving on from him at this stage signals something important. They're confident in the guys they already have on the roster. And that's where it gets really interesting. Because, make no mistake, the Browns are stacking their roster with talent, and they're showing a lot of faith in their depth at the running back position. Right now, that group is led by Jerome Ford, who's been handling the primary workload, but they've also got Dylan Sampson and Raheem Sanders in the mix. And of course, Quinshon Judkins, who just signed with the team. Judkins, as you all know, was a high draft pick, selected in the 2nd round with the 36th overall pick, and Cleveland made it clear from the start that they see him as a critical part of their future plans. The team has a 2-week roster exemption for him, which means they can activate him at any moment without waiting 2 full weeks, and that's a huge advantage. But of course, there's a bit of a cloud hanging over Judkins right now. He's scheduled to meet with NFL investigators this week regarding a domestic battery charge that was eventually dropped. While he's not on the commissioner's exempt list and no criminal charges are pending, this situation isn't insignificant. It's a delicate balance for the Browns, who are clearly eager to see what Judkins can do on the field. And frankly, all signs point to him being a key piece once he's cleared and ready to go. The team's coaching staff, led by Kevin Stefanski, has been cautious but optimistic. When asked about Judkins' potential return, Stefanski said, "We'll see. Got to get through this week of practice, but do know." That uncertainty adds a layer of suspense, especially considering that Judkins didn't play in the season opener but could be in line to face the Baltimore Ravens this week. Now, let's take a moment to appreciate the significance of Judkins' draft position and what that means for Cleveland's offensive plans. The Browns picked him in the 2nd round, a clear sign that they see a lot of upside and believe he can develop into a bell cow back, much like the fan favorite Nick Chubb. Browns GM Andrew Berry openly stated that they feel Judkins is very well-rounded, a versatile back who can carry the load. That's a bold statement, especially considering Cleveland's recent history with running backs like Nick Chubb, who's been a 4-time Pro Bowler and a cornerstone of their offense. Losing Chubb last season was a major blow, but the Browns have been working tirelessly to find that next dominant runner who can step into that role. Judkins, with his skill set, is viewed as a potential long-term solution, a player who could be the workhorse for years to come. And that brings us to the bigger picture. What does all this mean for Cleveland's Super Bowl aspirations? Well, it's clear the Browns are assembling a roster that's not just competitive, but also deeply strategic. They're aware of the importance of a strong running game, especially in the AFC North, where physicality and ground control often dictate the outcome of games. Their offensive line is solid, and with a dynamic back like Judkins, they could unlock a new level of offensive efficiency. But let's not forget, the Browns' run game struggled against the Bengals in their last game, managing just 40 yards and a meager 20 yards per carry. That's a clear sign that they need more explosive options and better execution. This is where Dylan Sampson's role becomes even more critical. That rookie showed flashes of versatility against the Bengals, leading the Browns in carries with 12 and catches with 8. His ability to be a multi-threat weapon out of the backfield adds a new dimension to Cleveland's offense, especially if Judkins is still on the sidelines or being integrated slowly back into the fold. The coaching staff has been emphasizing that they want to develop a balanced attack, leveraging both the run and pass game effectively. That's crucial because, in today's NFL, unpredictability is key, and players like Sampson and Judkins could be the X factors that make the Browns' offense more dynamic and harder to defend. Looking ahead to this week's game against the Baltimore Ravens, the Browns are considered underdogs, with the betting odds favoring the Ravens by double digits. But anyone who's been a Browns fan knows that underdog status has never been a barrier for this team. Cleveland has a resilient mindset, and with players like Jerome Ford, Dylan Sampson, Raheem Sanders, and hopefully Judkins soon back in action, they're looking to upset the odds and show that they're still very much in the fight. The Ravens are a tough opponent, with a stout defense and a potent offense led by Lamar Jackson, but the Browns have the talent and the grit to challenge them. And speaking of Judkins, the upcoming week is pivotal. If he gets cleared, he could see significant playing time right away, potentially becoming the primary back sooner rather than later. The Browns' coaching staff is clearly counting on his ability to be a game changer, especially given the void left by Nick Chubb's injury and the need for a reliable, dynamic runner who can carry the load in crunch time. The pressure is on, but so is the opportunity. Judkins has the talent, the coaching staff believes in him, and the Browns are counting on him to help propel them to playoff success and possibly that elusive Super Bowl appearance. As Browns fans, we've seen this team go through ups and downs, rebuilds, and exciting flashes of brilliance. The current roster is a testament to Cleveland's commitment to building a competitive squad that can contend with the best in the league. The additions and subtractions, the strategic moves, and the hope for Judkins return all point to a team that's not just trying to stay afloat but aiming for greatness. The AFC North is one of the toughest divisions in football, with fierce rivalries and playoff caliber teams, but Cleveland is right there in the mix, ready to make a statement. So, as we look forward to this week's game and beyond, keep an eye on how the Browns handle their backfield situation. The potential return of Judkins could be a game changer, and the team's confidence in their depth at running back speaks volumes about their long-term vision. The season is still young, and there's plenty of football to be played, but one thing is certain: Cleveland is not backing down, and they're determined to make their mark. With the talent coming together, a motivated coaching staff, and a fan base hungry for success, this could be the season where the Browns finally rise to the challenge and take that next step towards Super Bowl glory. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Cleveland Browns news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on all these moves? Are you excited about the potential return of Judkins? Do you believe Cleveland has what it takes to contend for the playoffs and push deep into the postseason? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Browns. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news, because this season is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory. Thanks for sticking with us, and as always, go Browns.